How did the US and Iran go from being close allies to bitter rivals? Let's break it down.
It's a huge paradox, right? The US actually gave Iran the nuke tech it now tries to stop.
To get what's happening now, we got to jump back to the 1950s. Believe it or not, they were friends.
So back in the 50s, Iran had tons of oil, but Western companies were getting most of the cash.
But then, in '51, Prime Minister Mossadegh flipped the script and nationalized the oil industry for Iran.
Well, the US and Britain weren't happy, so they launched a secret op to get him out.
And just like that, Iran's a key US ally. But for many Iranians, the Shah was just a puppet.
The alliance got so tight, the US gave Iran its first nuclear tech, all under a program called Atoms for Peace. Then in the 70s, the petrodollar system made the Middle East even more important to the US.
The deal was simple. The US offered protection to oil states if they sold their oil only in dollars. This system locked in the US dollar's power, tying it directly to the flow of Middle Eastern oil.
And then, 1979, the revolution hits. The US-backed Shah is out, and the alliance is totally shattered.
Ayatollah Khomeini takes over, and decades of American influence gone pretty much overnight.
And Khomeini made it clear he wanted to export his revolution, challenging US allies everywhere.
So, to contain Iran, the US then backed its rival Iraq in a long and brutal war.
Iran felt surrounded. For them, a nuclear program started to look like the only way to survive.
So Iran restarts that same nuclear program the US gave them, this time focusing on enrichment.
This kicked off a shadow war. Think cyber attacks and assassinations, all to slow Iran down. Finally, diplomacy led to the 2015 nuclear deal. But not everyone thought it was a good idea. Then in 2018, the US pulled out. The deal fell apart, and tensions shot right back up. Now, Iran's biggest leverage is its control over this vital oil choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. Iran also pushes back with its axis of resistance, funding proxy groups to fight an indirect war.
So what's next? Well, if talks keep failing, we could be looking at actual military strikes.
So yeah, the ally that got nuclear help became an adversary after a revolution sparked by that very alliance. This whole journey from allies to enemies leaves us with one huge, unsettling question for the future.